Record to
All right.
busy progressing.
Thank you so much for joining in on the Divinely You podcast, as well as my YouTube channel. I did have some YouTube glitches, so I apologize that a couple of videos got mixed up. I don't know. They're up there now, but I did notice yesterday that some of them didn't upload completely. And I'm not always a very patient person to sit and watch the little percentages tick away. So that's how today's going. I do not have a headache today, though. However, finally got out of the headache zone, so that's good. But anyway, so welcome in for those of you watching or listening on whatever you are watching, listening on. I'm gonna be happy. This Mercury retrograde ends on February 4th, so it's a week from Friday. So Venus comes out of retrograde on Saturday, so that's gonna clear up some stuff. Mercury goes direct next Friday, and then all of the planets will be direct, so we won't have any retrogrades to blame our shit on anymore. We'll just have to look in the mirror. So
And button form apps
let's
reactions.
look
Stop
at stuff.
recording. Pause recording. Multiple share screen button. Desktop 11 sharing screen in iPhone keynote. OMI one item select share keynote. You have started screen share.us Zoom share toolbar window system dialog. Zoom.us has new system dialog. Play.
Excellent. Okay, so who do I work with? This is what I want to talk about today, but I mostly want to talk about the context around who I work with. So my ideal clients are young professionals, about 25 to 35 or so. Doesn't have to fit that age group. That's just the age group that I chose because that's how old I was. I was like 25 to 30 when I worked a full-time job. So a little story about me. So and how this is going to tie into giving yourself permission. So I worked a full-time job, a really good one, good paying job, from about the age of 25, maybe I was 26 until I was 30 or 31. And then I quit because I was majorly depressed and I was not feeling well in my body or any of that. And so it took me a huge chunk of my 30s to even feel good enough to like do live videos or whatever I'm doing in this life, like to participate in sports or to, make friends or whatever. Like, so I did a lot of healing, but I left the job because it did not serve me to I felt like shit all the time. I just literally went to work, went home, slept, went to work, washed, rinse, repeat. And so I target this crowd or this audience because I think that there's a lot of young adults out there who are struggling to give themselves permission to make this move because you'll get criticized, you'll get judged by people in your life. And I did, and I still do. And it's been, over 10 years. We're in 2022 and I left in 2010. So 12 years. And no one says it anymore, but you can feel it in their tone that, if you'd have stayed in that job, you'd be able to retire, you'd have money, or you'd own this or own that or whatever. And that's fine, but I don't think I would have been here. If I'm being really honest, I don't think I would have been here, as in, I don't think I'd have been alive, because I was very sad about my existence. And, I literally just thought that this was the life that I did not want to live. I didn't want to be just, go to work, come home and sleep, whatever. I just didn't want that life. And I did know people who, got off work and they went and did activities. I never had the energy to be honest. I just didn't. I never. And even when I had a second full-time job just a few years ago, I still had the same problem. I just wouldn't have the energy after working full-time, mostly sitting at a desk. It just didn't serve me to do that kind of work. So my question to you today, if you're in this position where the job you have is like the job, but it's not serving you, and there's something better for you, can you give yourself permission to pursue that other thing while you hang on to the job? Because I don't want to encourage go quit your job. No, I think that it took me months to make that kind of a decision to leave my job. And I faced a mountain of consequences for it. But I learned a lot along the way, and you've got to be willing to take that part on, is learning along the way. But the thing I want to put out there is, can you give yourself permission to prepare yourself? Because you can sit and dwell on, like, I really want to leave this job. I really want to, but you can tell the whiny story about why you're not leaving the job, or you can put that energy towards pursuing the next thing. I was working with coaches and with a coaching company long before I left my job. Long before I had already started the process. I had already started the process of developing my own business and building it. So it's are you willing to put in to give the energy that you have about dwelling about your job to building something that you really want? I saw something recently that said, spend your weekends investing in the life that you want, instead of like drowning away your sorrows from the job you currently have. Something to that effect, like spending your weekends building the next thing that you're going to move on to, rather than like drowning your sorrows and, being upset or depressed or sad about the job you currently have. So I think there's something to that, right? Like a lot of people tend to use escapisms: alcohol, marijuana, food, sleeping, binge watching, whatever it is. We tend to use those escapisms to sort of break away or forget that we have to go to work, or that, when we aren't even thinking the gratitude that job and that paycheck's paying the bills, and putting that energy towards building something even better, building the next thing for yourself, right? So if this is something that resonates with you and you're wanting to be supported around leaving a job that's not serving you, but you want to develop the next thing or step into the next role for yourself, I really encourage you to reach out and grab a one-on-one with me, and we can talk about, what I can do to support you in creating that thing. I really want to stop the share because I really want to oops, I gotta do this part first.
Application, Zoom.us, Zoom share, move focus to next when you are used image, stop share button. You have stopped.
Okay, because I really want to speak right to you and say that I feel for where you are. I really do, because I've been through some fairly dark shit that I don't wish upon a lot of people. And you get to be the courageous one, the strong one, to stop complaining, stop bitching, stop moaning, stop escaping your current situation, because it is in service of the next part, the next level up for you. I'm in that in my current life, right? I don't have one place to put my stuff. My stuff is in a few different places. And I want to move to the next step in my life. And to me, that I really want my stuff to be in one place so that I can go to one place and there's all my stuff when I come back. Like, I want to start traveling more. And so, but I don't have that right now. However, I have a really good place. I have a really good situation for my life. So even though it's not ideal for where I want to go and what I want to do, it's still the best case. It's honestly one of the best case scenarios that I've ever had, right? Mostly because Arizona, right? I get to be in the sun and it's warm all the time and no cold and no snow and all that shit. But my point is to tie all of this together is give yourself permission to pursue the next thing and stop shitting on where you are right now, because that is really tearing apart your ego and the parts of you that could help build the next thing. Okay. I don't always get 100% support from family, friends, or whoever across the board for the next things that I want to do with my life, but I have to make choices that are best for me. So anyway, I hope you heard something in this for you. I know there's a lot of people out there that are really in a like push pull, like it really feels like it's a struggle situation. I would just want to say release the struggle, because there is no struggle. It's all going to unfold for you the more you stop efforting at what you're trying to do, but just do the thing, just show up to the things. Just like I show up here every day to talk to you about what I have to offer, because that means I get to practice being me, showing up, saying to the universe, this is what I want. I want to work with people. I want to support people in acknowledging and knowing that they can have happiness and joy. Like I can tell you right now, 10 years ago, I would have never even fathomed where I am now, emotionally and mentally and physically. That I can't even. So anyway, I hope this resonated. If it did, I would love for you to leave a comment, hit a like button, or however you can feedback to me. If you've got, if you've got contact with me, you can obviously do it that way. sewcoaching@gmail.com if you want to email me. And I invite your questions. If you leave questions in the comments, whether it's on YouTube or on the Facebook Live, I will answer them in these Wednesday videos. And yeah, so thanks so much for tuning in on the podcast on YouTube, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So much love.
Stop recording now, and it's